The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to TechGig webinar series, our endeavor to empower techies. We believe that sharing of knowledge is the key to enhance our skills and grow us as professionals. With this principle in mind, we have initiated a series of webinars conducted by industry experts to give you all a crisp insight of various domains. The topic of today's session is Social Business Goes Digital. Our guest speaker today is Pankaj Bose. He is a technical consultant in Tata Consultancy Services Limited. He has around 15 years of IT experience and currently works with Tata Consultancy Limited as IBM Social Business Technical Consultant. He has been working on various IBM technologies like IBM WebSphere Portal, Web Content Manager, IBM Domino, Same Time, and IBM Connections. He has done his certifications in TOGAF 8 for practitioners and IBM Cloud Computing Infrastructure Architect. He has been involved in various opportunities and accounts, playing different roles like technology advisory, solution architecting and design, project mentoring, thought leadership, delivery support, pre-sales, post-sales support. He has been associated with TechGig as speaker, conducting webinars on various interesting topics in the cloud computing series like cloud computing, changing archetype for IT, and mobile social business on cloud. He has written several articles and white papers on IBM Portal Wiki, IBM Developer Works, Information Week, and participated in conferences like Exceptional Web Experience as guest speaker. So, without further delay, I introduce you all to our guest speaker. Over to you, Pankaj.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Firstly, I would like to thank you all for your time today to attend this webinar on Social Business Goes Digital, and also would like to thank the TechGig team for giving me an opportunity to talk on this topic. So I would quickly share today's agenda. Okay, so we are already in the era of digital world where we use various kinds of gadgets and devices for collaboration, communication, sharing of knowledge and whatnot. This era has brought in revolution in such a way where information has gone from traditional pages of books to online channels. Money transactions can be securely performed on web, and human communication has gone beyond just email. Okay, so and digital technologies are offering innovative ways to connect and collaborate, and thereby help conduct business and build strong bonding between people. And here people are none other than could be customers, vendors, partners, or your own employees. So in this session, let us see how this the concept of social business, that is social networking in the context of business, becomes the foundation of every organization, and how digital technologies can impact business in real life as they impact the behavior and attitudes of people across all their activities. So having discussed on the agenda, let me take you, or rather begin with what our experts are saying, especially some of the analysts like Gartner, Forrester, and IDC. Everybody is today talking about corporate collaboration, companies going technology savvy, lots of innovations around delivery of content and services. So this is something which is all analysts are saying. Moving on, let's first understand how do you give a human nature to business. So some of the pointers which I thought I'll discuss with you. So first is think beyond technologies, right? Maybe into the core of business to actually humanize the way we do business. So this may involve understanding the business processes in a better way, and even talking business language with the stakeholders. Next is trust your employees with whose help you are actually doing business, because it is not companies that do business with other companies, but the people within the companies do business with other people. So if you can't trust your employees, then why are you doing business with them? Next is let technology and people be in proximity and complement each other, which means that as people are responsible in the evaluation of technology, at the same time, let us not allow technology dominate people. Rather, both should complement each other. Probably that's why when we created Robo between 1950s and now, they were not allowed to think. Otherwise, it would have been disruptive. Fourth one is let's redefine the workplace by actually humanizing it. So bring everything under a single roof, whether it is content management, application integration, collaboration across geographies, within different time zones, okay, and across all channels, whether it is mobile, web, or maybe tablet devices. So that's very important. And let collaboration be the foundation of every business, wherein because collaborative mindset is rather working with others' input. The overall importance of collaboration in any organization is huge, and it can be helpful influencing team building, communication, conflict resolution, providing and offering feedback, coaching and development, and effective conversation. So these are some of the pointers I thought let me share how you give a business a human nature. Moving on, slide number 5. So what is an exceptional digital experience? So before actually sharing some pointers, context, I thought let me just share that what does it look like. Okay, so it is all about bringing all the capabilities of portal, web content management, social collaboration, mobility, and offering a rich user interface based integrated workplace environment to your end users. If you look at the sample portal, you will find there is a branding space which can be utilized for your site. Okay, you may classify your web pages into different site navigation for better content aggregation, self-care functionalities, integrated workplace environment by bringing other web applications, working utilities, all under coming single roof. Social collaboration, which today becomes the heart of any portal offering, wherein you can bring people together and share information and feedback, encourage users to post comments and what they think about certain things, and make it as interactive as possible by posting latest comments onto the home page. Integration is another aspect of digital experience, wherein bringing in the data or the user interfaces of third-party application legacy system by using web services, SOAP methodology, using single sign-on, so that the users don't have to log in again and again with their credentials for different application usage. And also document management capabilities, content management capabilities, all under the single unified portal interface. And similarly, you can also bring in the analytics piece in the form of a dashboard and offer multi-dimensional discipline for the end users. And the entire experience can be felt uniformly across all channels, whether it is web, smartphones, tablets, or even kiosks. So this is what about like how an exceptional digital experience look like. Moving on to my next slide. So let us understand in little more detail what is the digital experience. So today digital technologies have tremendously changed the way we do business. So they have even altered society and have continued impacting virtually all business functions. that's what a digital business is all about. Let's have a look at two different kinds of definitions. One is the business definition, and second one is an emotive definition. The business definition says it's all about finding the best way of achieving business goals, normally promoting a brand or a service and customer satisfaction through online channel using electronic connected media, which means that it's the ways and means which help create, manage, simplify, and integrate your processes to meet business demands by incorporating software capabilities and leveraging the computing power of devices. Let's have a look at the emotive definition, which says that humans by virtue of nature are outgoing and intrusive, and digital channels allow people to interact with their audience both active and passive ways, wherever they are, whenever they want. And with the continuous innovation of digital media, expectations of people have gone, or rather going beyond its own limits. And some of the differentiators, if you look on the screen, which I felt is digital should have a seamless integration, whether it is content aggregation, application integration, single sign-on, security, so as to access all kinds of information seamlessly. Second differentiator should be like self-service and easily adaptable. Users should be able to access all kinds of data, whether it is public or personalized, at the click of a button. Third differentiator could be, it should be reactive as well as proactive. So at times when a customer sends us some queries, we should have a proper channel to give a proper response to them, and at the same time, knowing the sentiments, we should be able to proactively propose something. It should be cost efficient and reusable so that we don't spend the same amount of money and effort again and again for the similar thing. And it should always prove returns, okay, because if there is no return on investment, then you're not doing a good business. So these are some of the differentiators I thought let me share with you all. Okay. Let me go to my next screen. Just a moment. Going on to slide number 7. Now let us understand what are the factors of the digital experience. So I have put in social business at the center as the core factor, and the other 4 factors are user experience, mobility, cloud, and analytics, which actually complement social business in order to form the entire digital experience. Now, before understanding social business, let's quickly understand the 4 small parameters, and then we'll understand what the social business is all about. To start with the user experience, and which is nothing but a wow effect, like what makes you see something, some offering which can make you feel, wow, what is it? It's something really great. And the elements of user experience, if one has to understand, there are the 5 elements which every organization needs to understand. That's interaction design, okay, which can enable pleasurable and end user experience. It is well recognized that building great user experience requires interaction design to play a pivotal role in helping define what works best for the users. Second is the visual design, also commonly known as the graphic design or communication design. This represents the aesthetics or the look and feel of the front end of any user interface. The purpose of this visual design is to use visual elements like colors, images, and symbols and convey the message to its audience. Next comes the human interaction, specifically the human-computer interaction, which is the main contributor to user experience design, because it emphasizes on the human performance aspect rather than on mere usability. The fourth one is the information architecture, which is the art and science of structuring and organizing the information in products and services, supporting usability and findability. In the context of information architecture, information is separate from knowledge and data, but it somewhere lies indefinitely in the middle. The last one is the usability, which is the extent to which a product can be used by specified users to achieve specified goals with effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction. Next, a factor which I wanted to discuss is the mobility. So today, mobility is something or a gadget which is considered that can run human lives. Because this may sound a little strange, but this is something which has become a fact. Because with the introduction of smartphones and tablet devices nowadays, we cannot live without using mobile devices. So treat mobile as a strategic priority by implementing a multi-year strategy. And some of the parameters with respect to mobile, like mobile platform will be the catalyst for the next generation connected experience. So you need to rethink on your mobile strategy. Tablets could be the biggest short-term disruptors. So you need to address two separate use cases for phones and tablets. Okay, and third one is mobile will play a leading role in efforts to engage customers in the emerging market. So evaluate your mobile maturity across different regions. Spending will increase, especially to enable mobile services. So marketing and finance teams needs to closely work with IT in defining their budget on mobile spending. And leading marketers will take back ownership of mobile from agencies and workers. Moving on to slide number 10. Which is cloud, so it's like being on cloud 9. Here, we all know about these three segments of cloud, so I will not actually emphasize on what cloud computing is all about, because that is not my objective of today's session. But why it's all are moving towards cloud or exploring? Because of business demanding for rapid access to IT services, self-service, proper consolidation of IT resources, scale up and down based on demand, pay only for the services used, and dynamic accessibility. The fourth factor is analytics, which is a multi-dimensional discipline for the end users. And you may consider like business analytics, predictive analytics, by reading the history, past history of the user behavior. And the credit scores are built to predict what he may want to explore in future, and digital analytics, which actually tracks the behavior and verify or transform the digital data into reporting, research, analysis, and recommendations overall. So having discussed on the first four parameters, now let's discuss social business. Let's deep dive into social business. What is this all about? So social business is not a product, not an offering. You all might be knowing, but in order to sync up on our understanding, so it's basically a strategy to strengthen and encourage collaboration. Increase efficiency, transparency, like sharing of all kinds of information that may help people align with the key result areas with respect to business, competitive, providing value-added services to make competitive differentiation, and agility, keeping pace with the business, with the available information, and ability to predict and address growing opportunities. But why there is a need of having a social business strategy or social business within an organization? Well, just to ensure that there is a proper communication and collaboration among the people for the success of business, correct analysis of social data to understand business situations better and help in faster decision making. And the third is like content available at a public level can be used as best practices that can help improvise business processes. So these are some of the things for which why you need a social business strategy within your organization. Moving on to slide number 14, let's understand what are the key considerations in order to have a social business. So first is align your organizational goals and culture, because any social business strategy starts with business priorities of the organization. Public adoption of social technologies are forcing companies to determine how to respond to these technologies. So this alignment is must. Gain friends through social trust, wherein building social networks is similar to building relationships in real life. The interactions build trust over time. Building positive relationships builds a positive reputation. Third one is engage through experiences, which means social businesses build their digital reputation and trust by engaging appropriately with interested parties. This interaction is a motivating experience that creates emotion and excitement. So social business builds accept which means executives are concerned with the potential risks of social business, such as losing trade secrets and innovations, violating regulations, and having their best resources hired away. Now, these risks are all valid ones, but it needs to be addressed. However, the advantages of social business are dramatically greater than this risks, like using preferred practices such as the social media guidelines, identifying risks, clarifying policies, and training participants can help limit these risks. And the last one is analyze your data. Social networks are not random. Okay, data is key to find experts and bringing together customer communities. Organizations that understand their data can react to conversations and can make analytic-based decisions that are likely to succeed. So, having said that, if the organization considers these 5-6 pointers, so they can easily define their social business strategy. Moving on to the next slide. So why social business? Okay, we have understood some of the key considerations, but why? Why it is really needed to have a social business concept? Broadly, I have categorized it in three different segments. That is, build deeper customer relationships, drive operational efficiencies, and optimize your workforce. So like, if you see, in order to build customer relationships, you need to put customers at the center, okay, and address all their experiences comprehensively, either by reactive approach or proactive approach, okay, and use technology to build a competitive advantage. Similarly, in order to drive operational efficiencies, you need to bring diverse opinions together to form novel ideas, wherein build focused communities that help improve the quality and speed of gathering business insights. Bring new products to market faster so that you beat your competitor, and rapidly form small focus teams to innovate. Like true innovations often come from teams, okay, and in social business, right people come together to solve problems without any restrictions by the organizational boundaries. And under optimizing your workforce, wherein you need to encourage a culture of information sharing, because still you will find some kind of reluctance within your employees in terms of sharing of information. Next is quick access to information and collaboration with an expanded network stimulates creativity, idea generation, and problem solving. Okay, that's why you need to empower workers to foster innovation and growth, and help employees find people and build relationships, because it's all about building relationships, whether it is customers or whether it's your own employees. Moving on to slide number 16. This slide actually tells a component model wherein how digital experience may look like. So you have all components. It starts with the presentation layer, where you have your portal framework, content management, collaboration, analytics, mail and instant messaging, portlet framework, your directory, database, user experience, and there is a user interface by which the consumer accesses data across all channels. And at the background, we will have an integration layer in terms of either middleware or ESB, which can have a seamless integration with all your backend applications like CRM, SAP, legacy system, and other applications. Moving on to slide number 17 or 18, let's understand digital strategy. So, what is a digital strategy? A digital strategy is to plan to accomplish something with the benefits of digital tools. So it's all about how you leverage the computing power of these devices, okay, and build a strategy around that. So it's basically like a layer of which involves all media that allows users to self-select or maybe self-service their own experiences, and enables marketers the ability to bridge media, gain feedback, and iterate their messages, collect relationships. And today, thanks to mobile and other connected devices, which have really made all media digital, and all experiences can be digital too. And at the same time, I'd like to discuss about there are 4 stages of digital strategy, which starts with analysis. The second one is like formalization, realization, and the final one is the evaluation, that is assessment. Okay. Let us briefly discuss about these 4 stages of digital strategy. There is analysis, wherein you define the objective and the expected returns on investment, because your analysis, if this goes wrong, then your entire business or the success of business will be at risk, and this is where your whole investment can become null and void. You need to study the market demand and brand positioning accordingly, because today's market is volatile and unpredictable. So having a better understanding of market situation will help you position your brand and retain its image accordingly. Identify your audience and speak their language, because knowing your audience is very key. And if you are unable to speak their language, then it stands a high chance of losing them to your competitors. And understand the evaluation in the digital space, because this the digital revolution is at its great pace, and one needs to keep equal momentum in order to align with its twists and turns. Moving on to next slide, which is formalization, under which you create, define all the key results areas and estimate your expected returns, which means this makes you have a proper focus on what you are defining, and your estimations for expected returns will be done with respect to the KRAs defined. Prepare a detailed roadmap based on organization timelines, because achieving something within a well-defined timelines decides the success or failure of every business, and thus formalizing a proper roadmap is must. Design and build, which is a very critical phase of formalization, as you have analyzed in the earlier stage, will have to be designed and built accordingly in order to see the light of the day. And plan your realization routes, okay, because communication flows and risk mitigations are some of the things which you need to take care, as these goes as the input to your next stage, which is realization. Under this, you define the engagement timeline while you're working with different business partners, vendors. It is important to define a proper engagement timeline so as to work in sync with each other. Involve your audience throughout, because it's very important to avoid any surprises, as what you might have discussed at the beginning may differ during realization if there is any gap in understanding. Have a proper governance model and then keep reviewing it, because this is will help, because what was planned and what is actually getting executed, so that you can bring in timely improvisation if something has gone wrong. And keep recording your relevant information through each step for assessment, whether it is structured or unstructured data. Let everything go as evidence for the evaluation stage. The last stage is the assessment, wherein you actually do the evaluation, okay, wherein you calculate the KRAs, okay, and the financial accomplishments, okay, because it is very evident to have a proper exercise on calculating the return on investments done, so that what you have aspired for, it comes as a life, okay, because this is the objective that you had started with. Review the engagement and derive benefits. and then if possible, derive a tangible benefits, because this is where you can actually do a proper assessment. Learn from your mistakes, okay, and define best practices, because lessons learned on board that can allow you to avoid repeating the same mistakes again and again, and it can go as a knowledge repository for others to refer. And score your strategy, because this is what you have started with, and you need to give appropriate scoring and also derive the key highlights, which can be really be the limelight of your business success. Okay, so this is something about digital strategy, and these are the 4 stages of digital strategy. So moving on to my next slide. So why social business going digital? Because this is all that I started with, right? So let us understand why it is going towards a digital end. First point is the computing devices are evolving and they are getting smarter day by day. Because there is no limit to the evaluation of these computing devices, whether it is laptop, which with touch screen, smartphones, tablets, phablets, and whatnot. Second reason is demand for resource optimization, which says that do more with less. As the volume of data is growing exponentially, it has become evident to optimize the available resources in order to derive best out of it. Thus, we are seeing the adoption of shared resources, cloud model, cloud services more and more. Third reason, which I feel is collaboration going beyond geographical boundaries. Today we are operating 24/7, providing services to our customers, and for which communicating and sharing of knowledge and information is very important, as we all are located in different geographies across different time zones. Fourth reason is workplace requires seamless integration. Okay, bring everything at one place, be it content aggregation, data from legacy system, okay, collaboration, CRM information, and all without compromising on the security aspects and in a very seamless way. And this is where the single sign-on concept all comes into play. Because people do not want to toggle between multiple applications using different credentials, remembering different authentications and all those things. People don't appreciate that. Fifth reason is a huge volume of social data. Okay, there is a huge amount of data on web, and appropriate analysis is must in order to understand what people are talking about, so as to draw correct measures. The last reason may not be the only ones, because these are the 5, 6 reasons which I thought I would be sharing with you. The online presence for anything and everything, because people want everything, be it buying or transactions or knowledge access on the web channel, so that they can access information or self-select based on their availability and whenever they are on the move. So this is why social business is going towards the digital end. This slide actually tells about how digital experience intersects social business. Okay, this will actually tell that what we are talking, or what I've been talking about, the social business strategy, concepts, understanding, and how it is actually intersecting with the digital experience, which is the web presence, intranet portal, digital marketing, analytics and BI, e-commerce, personalization of data, search engine optimization, integrations, security. which gets intersected with your collaboration, content management, mobile messaging, video conferencing. Okay, so this is where it actually it's getting intersected or mixed with each other. Moving on to my next slide, this actually tells ways to strategize the digital social business. Okay, so these are some of the, or maybe the 10 ways by which you can strategize the digital social business. First is believe in yourself and know your audience. Knowing your position within the organization is very key, and you will have to be ready to challenge in case you are not convinced with anything. Because many times what happens is we accept what a vendor comes and tells us. They give some kind of sales jargon without you making an impact analysis and proper understanding. Okay, so you need to know your audience and you need to know your position as well. Second is be deliberately digital in terms of maintaining and cultivating customer relationships. And one really needs to start thinking digital, because if you don't think digital, then you cannot drive others or convince others to be digital. The third way is like involving and communicating with the IT. Though solutions are meant for business requirements, but involving IT in all stages helps in such a way that it can help business to take right technology decisions, because business unit may not have the right knowledge in terms of evaluating the right product stack. Okay. The fourth one is defining the social business roadmap. Okay. Know what social business is all about. Okay. It is just not being social, but also being social in the context of business, and define a proper roadmap that can be achievable, and it should not be hypothetical. Okay. So one has to realize what the social business is all about. Next is talk business language, because business heads understand their own language only and nothing else. And if you are unable to align yourself with them, then you will not be able to design appropriate solution for them. Next is be a good listener first, because better you listen, better you will understand them. Okay, so talk less, listen well, and implement appropriate solution. Seventh is digitize your workplace. Plan to have secured integration across all channels with uniform user experience, because this will help you cut down on costs like travel costs, save a lot of time, and also improve your efficiency. Okay. 8th point is analyze your social data. Bring in improvisation of services and plan to analyze the increasing volume of social data, so that you understand the sentiments of your customers and provide them with what they want before they asking for it. 9th point is plan for BYOD, that is bring your own devices, because there are a variety of devices people are using, and access of information should be device agnostic. And the last way is to optimize your resources, okay, because understand the utilization of resources better, so that you can plan for appropriate optimization, so that you do not pay for unutilized resources. Okay, so these are the 10, may not be the top 10, but the 10 ways by which you can actually strategize your digital social business. Moving on to next slide, let's discuss about what benefits, okay, we may derive out of having a digital social business or social business going digital. Okay, so it's actually about not just using another social networking when I'm talking about social business. So social networking tool should not be used for fun, okay. Rather it should be like how you blend social networking tool so that companies should be able to transform their business processes. So it's all about business, okay. We are not doing a personal chit-chatting or sharing any personal information. So everything is in context of business. Making decision, how it can benefit you is making decisions better and faster, okay, by using analytics, thereby bringing improvisation. Because any correct decision taken at the right time decides the success and the growth of organization. Building deeper relationships among the employees, customers and partners. It's very easy to break a relationship, but it takes tremendous amount of time and effort to build a relationship. Next benefit could be create differentiators by adding values to your business and help organization grow. Okay. And you can have access to web applications and content on the move, and you will be able to collaborate with peers, business partners through mobile devices, and this can increase your productivity and efficiency again. And with the sharing of infrastructure or hardware resources, you can reduce your cost on this hardware implementation, software licenses, and the services cost by using actually the cloud services. So this is something the organizations are really exploring further, the cloud option. Okay, so these are some of the benefits which you can derive out of having a social business strategy, digital strategy, and basically mixing these two things. Let us understand, see some of the business scenarios, okay, and here I am trying to actually show you intranet portal example, okay. So this is the same screen which you have seen in my how this exceptional digital experience look like, and it's all about bringing everything together. Okay, so and then it should actually start with the concept of networking, and this is where you see that the collaboration related data becomes the center of attraction. Okay, content and collaboration, this becomes the center of attraction, and there are other things which can be categorized accordingly, and that too across seamless across all channels. So there is a tablet view for the same, which gives a responsive web design concept, which the entire screen, if you see the first web one, the same screen is automatically aligned when it is viewed on tablets or smartphones. Okay, so it's a seamless access of the portal offering. This is another example of social learning, wherein either you can have a web application or you can have a native application developed, and people can use it either offline or online. So these are some of the business cases, and with this I come to a conclusion of my today's topic, which is social business goes digital. And I hope this was quite informative, and I'm open for any questions.
Thanks for the insightful presentation, Pankaj. I request you to take up the questions now. Are you able
Yeah,
to access the question? I request you to read the questions out so the users may listen to your insights.
yeah, sure. Okay, so there is a question on for the discerning customer, which is asked by Abhijit Das. Okay, for the discerning customer, accessing web info from different sources is key in comparing before making a purchase decision. Given the limitations on the size of mobile device, particularly phones, won't it frustrate the customer if he or she has to keep flipping to read info distinctly placed but stuffed into screen space of mobile devices? If this is true, then is social business good for these products which you do not demand a lot for cross referencing? So Abhijit, your the question of concern is quite valid, but at the same time, if you have seen my last few slides wherein I have shown you the multi-channel offering, okay. So if you see this particular screen, okay, wherein the same web portal or the application, when it is accessed through mobile screen, the realignment of the entire page is done in such a way, and this alignment is done in such a manner wherein all the important information are focused based on the user's preferences. So the user will not actually realize that yes, it is become very tedious for me to find something or flip something, because everything can be accessed so seamlessly, and the designing of these pages are done user friendlyly, so that the user will never realize that what is being accessed, whether it is really becoming a challenge or not. And with the innovation of the devices, the screen sizes and the resolution, I don't think it would be painful for any user to access all kind of information which he may be accessing on web, and the same thing on the mobile devices. So,
Pankaj, we are running out of time. So if you would like to close the session now, you can do it.
okay, yeah. So what I can do is, if I can get all these queries, okay, send it across through Neha or Aradhana, okay, I would be happy to respond to all the participants for whatever queries they have.
Pankaj, sorry to interrupt. We have a
Is it
question
okay?
from Namrata. Can you please take that question? It would be coming to your question box right about now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
It
right.
has just
After
dropped.
this question, you can sum up the session and we can close for today.
Okay, okay. So it's from Namrata Dhotre. He asked that is only realignment of design sufficient for different devices, or do you think the content also should be modified or approached in a different way? So Namrata, assume that if we are defining the content different for mobile devices and different for web version, then it becomes a very challenging task to manage content. So in my opinion, the definition of the content will have to be centralized, so that the same content should be used both by the web version as well as by the mobile version as well. So I am not in the favor of having a separate content for different kinds of devices. But at the same time, when we say realignment, this responsive web design really helps us realign the entire page, okay, or maybe the entire content definition in such a way that at the first moment we can show the snapshot or a summary view of the content, and if the user is interested, we can explore further. So all these things are actually done using responsive web design based on the screen size and the resolution. So the technology is quite what I can say, intelligent enough to understand if it is coming from the request is coming from a mobile device, how much I need to show at first instance, and if the user is interested, he can expand it further. So I think Neha, we can take further questions offline. Okay, and if you can route all those questions to my email ID, I would be happy to respond.
Sure, I would provide you all the unanswered questions to you. You can offline, which you can share to me through email, and we would
Correct.
be uploading it to our sites.
Okay. So with this, I would like to thank once again to the entire audience and the TechGig team for allowing me to present this topic. Thanks.
I'm really thankful to our guest speaker today for conducting this wonderful webinar. It was indeed a great session. I would also like to thank all our participants for their support in making this webinar a success. The recording of the webinar will be available on techgig.com by tomorrow. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, Pankaj, for all your time. Have a great evening ahead.
Yeah, pleasure. Bye.
Bye-bye.